Hey guys, I'm online. I can see 14 people watching now. Hey, Joe McDonald, Joe Ryan. Hey, hello everyone. I think I have 11, 15, 16 people watching now. Thanks for showing up. Let's wait just a little bit, see if more people shows up. Looking at the Bitcoin chart right now. Lánzate, hola. Hey, Tobin, Purple, Jai Lee. Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for showing up. 16 people watching now. So what are we going to do here, guys? I think we can do a little bit of analysis on Bitcoin and then maybe some smash that like button. Lanzate says, yeah, guys, smash it. So yeah, maybe we can do a little bit of analysis on Bitcoin and then let me hide this. There you go. And then maybe Q&A or requests for other technical analysis. Hello from Russia. Hi, everyone. It's still showing 15 people watching here now. Let me check one thing here. Give me a sec. Just making sure that everything works all right. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger, maybe. 1 second. Yeah, I think. All right, I'm going to leave it like this. Hola, desde Mexico. Hey, how are you? Helps the streamer get exposure. Yeah, I think it helps, yeah. 23 people watching, 7 likes. Thank you, guys. 2 a.m. here in the UK. Hey, welcome. What service do you use? I should Bittrex. I do use Bittrex. I use Bittrex for trading. I don't trade that often anyways, but anything I buy or sell, I usually show it on YouTube and I use Bittrex. So I use localbitcoins.com to buy my Bitcoin or sell it when I want to sell it for fiat. And then I transfer this Bitcoin to Bittrex to buy or sell other altcoins. But I don't do a lot of trading with altcoins, to be honest. Hello from India. Hi, everyone. 27 people watching now. This is TradingView, yeah. The platform that I'm using now is TradingView, yeah. But I use Bittrex to actually buy or sell. But I use tradingview.com to run my technical analysis. Be careful with USD Tether. Yeah, there's a lot of fat around USD Tether. A lot of conspiracy theories. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, the rumors are out there. So be careful. I actually, since we started getting all this bad news about Bittrex, I transferred most of my Bitcoins to my local wallet on my computer. So I'm almost not holding anything that on Bittrex right now. Do you think Bitcoin will go down? I don't think so. I think it will go down a little bit now, maybe $100 down. But in general, I think it's going to be going up until the second fork, the next fork, which is going to happen in 20. It's going to happen in 20 or 25 days, something like that. What are you doing, TA, for BTC? What do you mean, what are you doing, TA? You mean why? Or because it says, what are you doing, TA, for BTC? Live streaming gets addictive. Yeah, it's true. I liked it. I had so much fun the other day when I did it for first time. Okay, we got 34 people watching now. Hello from Venezuela. Hola, Venezuela. Angel Gomez. Hello from Ukraine. Hey, guys. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so 35 people are watching. I think they mean, what are you doing? TA for, oh, you mean what I'm going to do now? Yeah, I was thinking to run a little bit of analysis on Bitcoin on Bitcoin versus US dollar, and then Q&A or requests for other altcoins technical analysis. So guys, the microphone is okay, right? I have it just like the last time. It's the volume, it's fine, and everything, it's okay. Hi from Serbia. Keeping it real, Dove. Yeah, always keeping it real here. All right, so yeah, because I'm looking at your comments, guys. So I'm not looking at the chart. So I'm gonna start looking at the chart. Sorry if I don't answer, because I'm not gonna be able to read the chart. The chat. So I'm gonna be looking at the chat right now for Bitcoin. And what I have here right now is the chart for Bitcoin versus US dollar, 15-minute candles from Bitfinex. I did my video for the technical analysis for Bitcoin today already, so there's not much more I can say. Since my recent video today, but yeah, what I can see is if we could break through this level, which is 5,700 more or less, if we could break through this with significant volume, then we would be going up like crazy. But let me go into the 1 hour candles, because the volume, when you're in very, very small time frames, like 15 minutes or 5 minutes, the volume, it's not so reliable. It's better to go bigger. The bigger you go, the more reliable the volume is. So we're at the 1 hour, and we don't see a lot of green volume spikes. So it's not showing that much strength, to be honest. But what I liked is that the 1 hour candle or even the 4 hour candle. I'm gonna go to the 4 hour candles. The 4 hour candle, it closed above this uptrend line here, so it could be using this line as a support now instead of resistance. But as I commented on my video today, we have triple resistance here. One is this blue line, the other one is the top of this channel, and the other one is the 2 moving averages here. All these things are going to be acting as a resistance. We are going through a very, very strong resistance right now. Yet Bitcoin is pushing up. So these are the 4 hour candles, and this candle still needs almost 3 hours to close. So it's been on only for 1 hour and 10 minutes, and it's already green. So it means it's already up, comparing with the opening price. So Bitcoin is showing okay strength. I'm liking it, but yeah, it's very possible that we go down to the 5,600 more or less before doing anything. But I'm expecting to leave this downtrend channel sometime soon. I mean, even if we go down to the 5.6 and then consolidate from here, I'm expecting to be outside of this downtrend channel sometime soon, maybe by the beginning of next week, hopefully. And then once we exit this downtrend channel, I'm going to be deleting it from here. But for now, it's still in play. I mean, we are still inside this downtrend channel. The red lines that you see here are Fibonacci lines that have been set here since the beginning of times. I'm going to show this. I'm just doing a little bit of trading education, I guess. So if I go into the 1 week candles, you can see that these red Fibonacci lines are set from the beginning of times, almost from the top of the previous bubble in 2013 to this first top here at $3,000 of this year. So I click here first at the top of this bubble, and I click here the second click for the Fibonacci, and all the lines that you see above are the extended levels above where we could be going in the future. And so far, they are working out very well. All of them are very strong support and resistance lines. If you see, they have been tested every single time. And now we got to remember that the level where the candles close is more important than the wick of the candle. So last week, we closed exactly at this Fibonacci level, which was 5,964. More or less. I mean, it's going to be a little bit different from exchange to exchange, but if you see, the candles closed right at this fib level. The next fib level up is at 6,662. again, more or less. And then the next one up, it's 7,160, and go on, and it goes much higher after that. But I don't know how high we're gonna be. I'm not. All I can do is take the analysis day by day. I cannot anticipate a lot for the very long term. I have no idea. I mean, we're gonna top sometime. We're gonna find the top sometime and go into our market, because that's just what happens with every market, right? If I hide all my lines, morally, we are overextended as hell. I mean, we are so far from moving averages. Look at this on the weekly chart. We are gonna have to go down to touch moving averages sooner or later, because that's just how it is. It's not even an assumption. It's going to happen sooner or later. But I think we still have a little bit more of push up. Looking at the second fork, at the SegWit 2x, that's what I think. We could be pushing up a little more before actually crashing down and correcting to the moving averages at least. And right now, the 20-period moving average is at the level of $3,800. But if we push up, by the time we push up and come back down later, this line gonna be higher. So maybe the next retracement, when we touch top and crash, maybe we're gonna crash at the previous top here, either at 5,000, between 5,000 and 4,600, more or less, somewhere there. We would be bouncing big time. And it's what happens in bubbles, is you touch top and then you crash, usually to touch moving average or some significant support, and then you jump right back up, but you don't make it to the previous high. You just near the previous high, and then you crash badly again. That's what happens with bubbles. It's called a return to normal, because when we bounce and start going up like crazy, people think we're back to normal and we're going to break the all-time highs again, but that doesn't happen. We usually don't make it to the previous all-time high, and then we crash for good, and then we're going to have another bull trap before going down for good. I think the bottom for Bitcoin is going to be very, very low at 1,200, but I could be wrong. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to take the analysis day by day. So yeah, I think that's all I can say. I'm going to go back to the 4-hour candles so I can see what's going on. So that's good. We're still there. We're fighting there. We're just fighting against all this resistance here. So I would expect, as the most probable thing for the short term, I mean for the next 12, 24 hours, be down to 5,600 more or less, and maybe consolidate from here until we can actually exit this downtrend. I'm going to leave my Bitcoin analysis here. I hope this was helpful, guys. I'm going to go and read the comments on the chat. So bear with me here while I read a little bit. Alts will die, someone says here. Alts will die. Yeah, well, most of them. Yeah, most of them. Let me open the coin market cap here, because I like to have it always open. A lot of alts are going to die. Yeah, for sure. But you know what? I don't really invest in alts. Usually only when I can see the bubble. In the beginning of this year, it was very, very obvious that once Bitcoin broke the previous all-time high, which was 1,200, I shouldn't say I knew, but by probability, it was very, very likely that altcoins would go times higher than Bitcoin. So it's when I started to buy Monero and Ethereum, and I invested in Z Classic as well, waiting for the fork. For Zen Cash, and I bought a few altcoins back then, and but I sold them at the top of the bubble, and I never bought back in again. It's been how long? 6 months already now since then. So but other than that, I use altcoins only to speculate. There's not one project I really like yet about altcoins. So I think very, very few will actually survive. but I guess we will have to wait and see that. I mean, we still have to see the real bear market here for crypto this year. After the real bear market, we will see what survives and what not. Okay. What do you think will happen if Amazon accepts Bitcoin? Forget about Amazon accepting Bitcoin. Amazon is not going to accept Bitcoin. I have been hearing this news in every single bubble. When I discovered Bitcoin in the middle of the bubble in 2013, the same thing was said. Amazon and eBay to accept Bitcoin. I saw those news all the time during the bubble. They won't do it. Forget about that. It's just not true. It's not going to happen. Hey, I have 6,000. Should I invest to buy Bitcoin now or wait? Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you because we are very high levels. I mean, if you buy one Bitcoin now and then the top is going to be at 7,000 or something like that, you're going to make only like 1,000 out of. For me, I wouldn't do it now because if you're not in already, for me, it wouldn't be worth the risk versus the reward. BTG, what should we do? Well, I can tell you what I will do. I'm doing nothing. I'm still like, I didn't even access it, and I don't intend to access it at all. I mean, let's see the price. BTG. It's not worth it. It's going down and down and down. I mean, I'm probably going to be holding it for until the next bubble if it survives that long. And if I have to lose these gains, I will lose it because I'm not willing to. I'm too lazy for that. I don't want to move my Bitcoin from my local wallet to another wallet so that then I don't have to expose my private keys to access my big gold because it's not safe because it doesn't have replay attack protection. So I'm too lazy to do all that for, you know, for 135 each coin. I mean, it's not bad. It's going to be some money, but I won't do anything. I mean, if you have a huge amount of Bitcoins, then yeah, you have to, you know, you have to calculate that if it's really worth it for you or not, depending on the amount that you're holding. For me, I don't need the cash. It's too much of a hassle for me. I'm not willing to do it. I don't care. I'll just hold it. I'll have the private keys forever. So I'll decide in the future what to do with it. So we have 71 people watching now. Thank you guys for showing up. I bought at 5,500. Okay. Well, you know, it's not cheap, but it's ideally you want to buy cheap. Ideally you want to buy low and sell high, but sometimes it's worth it to buy high and sell higher as well. I mean, my last entry for Bitcoin, but of course I've been saving always every time I enter Bitcoin during the whole year. I never sell everything, but my last entry I started buying at 4.6. This time, you guys know, if you follow me, I'm very, very conservative. I was not willing to enter this. Of course, you were not going to enter on September when it was crashing. I would have loved to short this part, but I missed it because every time I wake up in the morning, we're all the way down. And then when I woke up the last day, it was down, almost down here as well. So it was not worth it. So I couldn't short it. And that's fine. But since then, it was going up, but showing really bad volume, rising wedge, like yuck, like not good. This uptrend was not good. Then I started buying at 4.6 when it started to show volume. If you see here, volume increasing, and then we actually went back up to the wedge. So it was not a wedge anymore. It was just an uptrend, and then it formed a bullish triangle, and then it's when I got in. So I started buying at 4.6. I bought more at 4.8, and I got only a little bit at 5.2. So my average for the last entry, I'm going to call it 4.8. It was a little bit cheaper than that. But I mean, it's not super cheap, but it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just holding on to it. And I will be, the idea is to hold it until the SEC opens. Everything could crash right before the fork just to fool people. If whales want to sell for the highest price, these people that was buying here, in this huge green candle, you know, the theory behind it that there's JP Morgan were buying. if these people wants to sell for the best price, maybe they decide to sell right before the fork happens, because these people, I think they could care less about the fork. They just want to make profit for their clients and themselves. So it could happen that we crash and go down right before the fork, because there's a big possibility for that as well. But it's all speculation. I mean, I could sit here and speculate all day. Right, we don't know. We're gonna have to look at the chart and take it day by day. Do you see head and shoulders in this time frame? Not yet. It could happen. I thought about that. It could, because if this could be the shoulder, this could be the head, and we could be forming a shoulder here in the future. But again, that's just a speculation. It's, too early to say. Let me check up the questions. Head and shoulder, someone says head and shoulder is a possibility, but I don't see Bitcoin falling before the fork. Yeah, I think, yeah, I share the same idea, yeah. That depends on how serious they take 2x. Yeah, that's true. It was just, yeah, as I said, it's just a speculation, but yeah. But markets, like markets are not easy. Like this could very well happen that the price crashes right before the second fork. People with money, the people that bought back here, they have more money than you and me. They can do it because they know they know we're going to be holding right after the fork. If they want to crash it before, they'll do it. And markets do this to people sometimes. They're cruel. Believe it. Do you invest in ICOs? No, I don't. I've never invested in an ICO. I don't like these projects that are only projects and ideas. I think it's ridiculous the amount of money they raise for what. I mean, that I don't like it just right there. I'm not saying all of them will fail, but I think most of them will fail. Some very few will survive. I don't like taking risks. I mean, the whole thing, it's risky already. Any market, not only crypto. Investing in any market or trading is very risky. So I like to take the least risk possible, and ICOs are extremely risky, and especially the boom for the ICOs. I think it's past already. It's not Lambo time for ICOs. It's gone. I think it's gone. It's not going to be like that anymore, or less and less every time from now on. So I prefer to see the project already running, and I want to see the company or the project how it performs through a bear market, through a real bear market. We didn't have a real bear market yet. I want to see these projects how they perform under pressure, under a bear market, and see if they survive. And buy after that if they survive, even if that means paying more expensive, because I'm avoiding risks as well. EOS 1 year from now. Yeah, exactly. I love the EOS project, but I never bought it because since people has been hyping it so much, the price continues to go down. So I'm going to wait. You don't know if that's going to be 3 cents in 1 or 2 years. Well, I should say in 1 year before the project, launches. So you don't know. It's now about 50 cents. You don't know if it's going to be 3 cents at the cheapest. So I'm not willing to buy it right now. And it might be more expensive. It might be, $10 or $20 when I decide to buy. Well, I don't care. I don't chase it. I don't chase money. I prefer to go for the safe, which, as I said before, nothing is really safe, but at least what I can assess that it's the safest. Selling my Litecoin for Ripple and Decred right now. Okay, good luck with that. I don't want to have anything to do with altcoins for now. OMG is bottoming. I don't think so. Let me pull up the chart. Nothing is bottoming, guys, in my opinion. OMG, what do I do versus BTC, from Bittrex? Okay, what's this doing here? Oh, I put this here all the way down, all the way back in the past. Oh yeah, I was doing technical analysis on OMG. I remember that. I have the videos on YouTube for this. I never traded it, but it reached my target here. That was a 31% gain since it broke out. But that was the top, since then, down, down, down. Okay, let me delete this now. It's in the past. I'll delete everything. Let me go into the daily candles. OMG doesn't look to be bottoming at all. It looks that it's downtrending. Just touch moving average to continue to go down. Then it will bounce a little bit just to get people excited. Touch moving average again and down. And that's what they do. You need to assume this is going to continue to happen until when? Until it doesn't happen. Until it actually breaks above the moving averages and it can actually stay above them. So long as it's below moving average, you don't assume it's touch bottom, because you are going to lose a lot of money. Even if you bought here and you write all this up and you sold at the top and you made a lot of money here, if you continue to call the bottom, you're going to lose everything you made here and more, because that is not the bottom by probability. It's why would you think it's the bottom? I mean, what's your reasoning? Why is this the bottom? Because you think it's undervalued? You don't know this. You cannot assume anything is the bottom, because if you buy the bottom here, it means you probably bought the bottom here as well, and you've been holding since then, and you bought the bottom here, and you always call the bottom, and you continue to hold through all the way down, and you don't know. Just don't try to guess the bottom. You're going to lose a lot of money doing this. I've seen it a lot. People on YouTube calling the bottom all the time. What, I mean, why would you do that? Just wait. We just had the cross here for the moving averages. There is no evidence that this is the bottom. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's going to be the bottom. It looks, it's downtrending. Bounces off moving average and continues down. And then it will bounce a little bit to touch moving average and continue down until you don't see an uptrend. You cannot say it's the bottom. I mean, why? I just don't get it. Why would you guys call the bottom when you have no evidence? Check OMG USD. Yeah, well, I'll check OMG USD, but just so that you know, if it's downtrending versus traded versus Bitcoin, it means that it does not matter what it's doing versus USD. If you were holding Bitcoin, you would be getting more value in USD anyways, because, you know, if this one is downtrending versus BTC, it doesn't matter. It means Bitcoin is doing better versus USD than OMG. So why would you hold this instead of holding Bitcoin? But okay, I'll check it. On Bittrex, so what's the best exchange for this? I'll try Bitfinex. Well, you know, again, you don't have any evidence that this is the bottom, and in fact, this looks bearish as hell, because you have what's the name? A bearish triangle here, very clear, just like Ethereum did. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Why would you think this is the bottom? When it breaks through this resistance, you still won't have any proof, but why right now do you think this is the bottom? Let's throw the Fibonacci here. I don't know where the very, very bottom here was, because I don't have more data. I don't know if this is the day that was released, or is this exchange doesn't have any more data here. But if I use that, if I use a FIB here, it retraced 50%. There's no proof. It could bounce, and it could still bounce and break through this triangle on the way up, and you would still not have enough proof. It will likely touch the second moving average to continue to go down. It can even go as high as $10.50 here for the 23.6% Fibonacci line and continue to go down. Likely it's going to go down eventually. Eventually it's going to likely going to go down to $3.20 to retrace to the 80% level. If this back here was the bottom, which I'm not sure because I don't have any more data in the past here, but it will, after bubbles, it will typically retrace to the 80%. It doesn't mean it has to happen always, but if it happens 70% of the time, so well, there you go. Why would you be taking the risk? Why do you think this is the bottom? I just don't get it. Like, thanks, no problem. Are you using the 20 and 50 moving average? Yeah, I always use the 20 and 50. Looks oversold. I don't know what you mean, Matt. Oversold, which one? OMG? What to do? USDT, BTC, or alts? Not alts for sure. Look, Bitcoin is breaking out, but you don't want to enter BTC right now when it just pushed that. With this being said, it could still push a lot higher from here, but I'm happy that I was concerned that I'm in the 4-hour chart. If you see the moving averages here, let me hide everything. If you see the moving averages here, they just crossed. This is a sell signal when they cross like that. When they were about to cross, or actually they crossed already, the price was all the way down here. I was afraid that if the price didn't start pushing up near the moving averages, if the price would have been down, if the price would have stayed down here while the moving average crossed, that would have been super bearish. Bitcoin would have crashed. But now it's already above moving averages right on this cross. So this only signals for consolidation. It's not bearish anymore, so I'm happy about that. So I wouldn't go into sorry about that, I didn't answer. So what to do, USDT, BTC, or alts? Were either BTC or USDT. I mean, I wouldn't be holding the alts because it's just too risky. It's too risky. They are just downtrending. Even if they don't, even if they don't go down more, which I think they will, but even if they don't go down more, they're going to be consolidating. You don't want to hold through something that is going sideways. It's really bad emotionally for you, for your emotions. That's really bad when you're holding on to something that is going sideways. You just want to get out of there because it's hard on you, man. When you trade, you learn this. When you do it long enough, that's not the type of trades that you want to be in. You just want to be in the trades that are having movement, that are moving, markets that are moving, not things that are going sideways. That's just, if you stay in something that's going sideways or down for that long, you're gonna have a bad time, man. You're my #1 source for TAs. Good work. Been following you on YouTube and Steemit for a while. Thanks so much for sharing everything with us. You're very welcome. Thanks for the feedback. Can you check BCC? BCC as Bitcoin Cash or as BitConnect? Please check NEO. I'll do NEO for now. You guys want it with, you guys want it versus US dollar or Bitcoin? I always prefer Bitcoin, but I know you guys, I think you prefer US dollar. But again, it's not very important what's doing versus US dollar, because if it's downtrending against Bitcoin, then you're wasting your time not holding Bitcoin. NEO, US dollar. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. I will do Bitcoin Cash after. I will do NEO US dollar from Bitfinex. NEO. This is the 4-hour candles. Is that all we have for NEO? I mean, there's no more history. NEO is consolidating, so it's more. I don't even need to draw lines here. I don't even need to draw any lines. What do you think this is doing? This is consolidating. You don't want to be holding something that's consolidating. It has the same potential to go up than down. And having in consideration the fundamentals for Bitcoin, it's likely to go down. Why? Because people is going to want to sell their altcoins to get more Bitcoin for the fork. So why would you be wanting to hold this? I mean, I don't get it. It's not. Do you think it's just going to shoot up like this? Like it's going to go 100%, like just from here, boom, go up? No, why? You don't have reasons to think like that, and you don't want to be holding on to something that's going sideways or down. Why? Look at the moving averages, it's just consolidating. It's not telling me anything, this chart. I cannot tell you if it's going to go up or down. Based on fundamentals, I would say it's going to go down with everything else. BCH all the way. Yeah, let's do that. BCH, I'm going to do it versus BTC, and then I'll do US dollar. So BCH versus Bitcoin, I'm going to use Bittrex since I use that exchange. Oh, and Bittrex is called BCC. BCC, BTC, Bittrex. Delete all this. I'm on the 4-hour candles. Nothing. I mean, no, it's either going to consolidate or go down, but traded versus Bitcoin. So that's why I prefer to hold Bitcoin. Even though I support more the Bitcoin Cash project, I'm not going to allow my politics to get in the middle of my profits, right? But it's gone down 100% already. It can still potentially go down more. So I think it's going to be consolidating at this price when traded versus the Bitcoin. And now let's see versus US dollar. This is CUSD. And cash dollar from where? Bitfinex. That's not good. BCC USD. I'll do USD Tether from Bittrex. There you go. It's been an ugly downtrend for so long. And again, we don't have any proof or any evidence that this is going to change anytime. Not because it's consolidating, it means it's going to start to go up. That's just nonsense. It will do it sometimes, but not even most of the times. When it's consolidating, it's consolidating. You don't know. I mean, if you want to load up, like buy a few, buy for the long term, but there's no proof that it's not going to continue to go down. And actually, I wouldn't buy it right now because it is right on moving average. It's right about to touch moving average. So look, I'm going to explain the same thing again. Since the downtrend started long ago, this is the daily candles. What do you see in downtrends? It touches moving average and pushes down. It goes back up to touch moving average and crashes down. Goes back up to touch moving average and goes back down. Jumps again to touch moving average. This time it made it almost to the second moving average and goes back down. It's now touching moving average again. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think it's going to happen if you've seen it happening all the time? It doesn't mean 100% it's going to go down. But you always need to assume it will do it until it doesn't do it. So far, it never got above moving averages. When it's actually above moving averages and bouncing on the moving average and going up, then you consider an entry. But so far, I mean, well, look, now we are on the daily. This last candle for the daily just opened above moving average, but it's not like it's breaking out or anything. You still don't have any proof. Wait a little bit, see if it actually holds above them and what's going to do in the future, even if that means paying more expensive. You don't want to try and catch the bottom, because if you're so good and so pro that you catch the bottom because you bought right on the bottom, and you because I saw so many people on YouTube, I caught the bottom, perfect. I got the, look at my account, look, I bought the bottom. If they bought the bottom, right, it means they have been trying to get the bottom here and here and here and here. And yeah, of course, eventually you're going to catch the bottom. But how much money did you lose on the way? Just don't do that. So that's my assessment. It's not looking bullish, it's looking neutral. We don't know, but neutral leaning to bearish, in fact, because you need to assume it will continue to bounce off moving averages and continue to go down. It can go down more than 100%, more than 100%. I mean, it happens. So it's not time to buy Bitcoin Cash. But when I will start buying Bitcoin Cash, I will share my videos on YouTube because I really want to buy this coin, but I'm just not buying it yet. But as soon as I do it, I will be sharing videos on YouTube. You will see. I always do that. I share videos of the things that I hold and nothing else. Let's see Bitcoin. How are we doing here? 4-hour candle, just fighting with this resistance there, but not doing bad. It's not rejecting it. It's not rejecting down or anything, just fighting there. Let's see. If it breaks out, I would expect like nice volume. But as of right now, I think it will eventually give up and go back down to 5,600 and consolidate from here. We will see. So let's see the chat. Thank you for BCH analysis. No problem. Let's see. Any other messages here? Give me a sec. $5,800 and rip. Yeah, I saw your comment in my video before, Nikolai. I don't think so. I think it's gonna go to. It could be that it touches 5.8 and go down, but I don't think it's gonna be going down, crashing or anything. I think it will find support somewhere, and 5.6. But yeah, it could happen as well. I mean, what the hell do we know, right? Please explain how to put the green defending channel in the Bitcoin chart. This green channel, the parallel channel, you can get that from here in these tools, like the second tool here on the toolbar, and then you find the parallel channel at the here in this sub menu, and then you just can draw a parallel channel anywhere. Like for example, I'm going to do one here. You click here, and then you do your diagonal line. You know, you connect the highs, and then you click again, and then you extend it like this. And in my settings, I have it extended, but it will usually be like this, not extended. Starts and finish where you put it. And if you want to extend it, like in the case of this, I did extend it. You just hit extend, right? And it will extend to the infinite, like that. That's how you do a parallel channel. So I'm in the 4-hour candles. If you want to copy my chart into the 4-hour candles for Bitcoin versus dollar on Bitfinex, and just draw this channel here, just like I have it. Thanks, Neo BTC, please. Didn't I do it? I think it's gonna be bearish, but you guys are gonna get bored of me saying all the altcoins are bearish, but that's what I see. Neo BTC Bitrex. Hold on. Did I lose my? Okay, it's here. Let me go to the daily. I think I wrote that for a tutorials one day. Okay, so Neo versus Bitcoin. We had a bubble, clearly. There was a clear bubble there. Let's throw the FIP from bottom to top. You can see if you throw the FIP from bottom to top, you can see that almost every line has been very significant. Look, this this day here, the price just touched this line and rejection, and then it was kind of consolidating, all the candles closing in this line. Then it went down to the next line, and it uses the lines as steps. And now you can see it interacts perfectly. You know, look at all the tops. Fibonacci, the Fibonacci tool is just unbelievable accurate. So when we have bubbles, I think I said this many times, but I'll continue to say it, I guess. When we have bubbles, there's a point that we touch top, and then we crash, and then we have the return to normal, which is here. You don't really see it here because it's the daily candles, but let's go into a smaller time frame because this happened very quick. So let's go to the 4 hours, and you will see what I mean. So this is the classic bubble. You see this everywhere in normal markets, and in crypto more often. So touch stop, crashes, and then it goes back up, and we call this return to normal because people think we're back to normal and we're gonna up and break the all-time highs. Why? Because we've been going up for so long. We had many crashes on the way. Like here we had one crash and it just recovered, broke the all-time highs. We had a big crash here, but it recovered and it broke the all-time highs. So we have another crash here, and when it recovers, start going up. People assume this is going to continue to go up because we've seen this all the way here so many times, but there comes a time that it doesn't happen anymore. So we go and do the second, like the second high, when it's near the all-time highs but not quite. It's like it's almost touches the all-time highs but not quite, and crashes down again. There, you know, this is the bubble. So I mean, in a very, very high percentage of probability, of course not always like that, but a very, very, very high percentage of probability that was the top of the bubble. When we crash and we return to normal but don't make it to the previous high, and we get close to the previous high but not, and we crash again, you know that was the top of the bubble. And then we crash again, then we have a bull trap or several bull traps here on the way. But when this happens, when you see the top, the crash, and the top that doesn't go to the very top, you know that from here we're going to retrace to the 80%. So you throw your fib here, your Fibonacci, since when the parabolic movement started here until the very top of the bubble, you throw the Fibonacci there, and you know, even if you're here and you're crashing and going back up, that's bull traps. You know from here, since you've seen this top, you know that this is going to go down to the 80% by probability. Sooner or later it's going to happen. So you want to sell everything you can on the next pump, you know, and you can start shorting from there. So that's the structure of a bubble, of any bubble, for any asset, any time in history, for crypto, regular markets, or for any asset. And now we didn't go yet to the 80%. Here we almost touched the 80%. If you see on this crash, I'm going to go back to the daily. So here we almost got to the 80%. Maybe the 80% is there. I mean, you never know where the Fibonacci exactly needs to be. I mean, sometimes it's the very bottom, sometimes it's on the breakout. Maybe that was the Fibonacci. It goes right there. And we already touched the 80% and bull trap here again. And now, but I would assume we just had a cross here on the moving averages on the daily. This is a bearish cross, so it's a sell signal. Likely it's going to go down to the 80%. And from here, consolidate. And then from here, think about if the price wants to start going up or continue to go down. We don't know, but in a balance of probabilities, the price still has to go down more until here, this line. You guys have the prices for the fib lines here. It says the 78.6%, and next to it you see the price level of the coin here. So I don't have to be saying it. You guys can see the prices, and you can see the price in big here as well. Head and shoulder on NEO, but I'm looking at NEO right now. I don't see a head and shoulder here. BTC is down. Yeah, BTC is going down, so it's getting rejection. As I said, as a balance of probability, I think it will go down to 5-6. I would love for this to break out, but I don't know. I think it's more likely it's gonna retrace to the 5,600 or 5,550, somewhere there. Is there a reason you prefer stochastic RSI versus regular RSI? I don't really care. I would use either of them. I only use them I only use them to back up what I can already see on the price action. I don't use indicators that much. I don't give indicators that much importance. I mean, they are important, but what's most important is to look at the price action. And the best thing to do it is just empty the chart, empty the lines, hide the indicators, and just look at the price action. What do you think this is doing? What's the price action here? I'll tell you, it's uptrending. Right? It bounces on moving average and it bounces on moving. Now it went below here, so this signals for consolidation, but it's more important in this case to have in consideration the news of the fork. News is the only thing that can make technical analysis useless sometimes, but it has to be huge news. I believe you see things on the chart first, then the news, but in this case it's huge news, the fork thing, so you need to have that very, 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 very present. But I don't mind one RSI or the other. What are your thoughts on Zen Cash? It is on its way to 60% retracement. Let me check that out. I like that coin a lot. I advised that coin like a month ago on my channel, but then it went into a bubble. So I'm going to do Zen versus Bitcoin. These are daily candles. So I was saying it would go all the way up here, I think, in one of my videos. Leave this now. I'll go smaller because obviously I cannot see anything. If not, maybe the 1 hour. From this bubble. So, well, this is still uptrending. It didn't break the all-time high again, the previous high here, but it doesn't look bad. Zen Cash doesn't look bad. Let me throw the Fibonacci. So yeah, I reviewed actually this coin on my channel. Maybe we were here. Let me hide this. We were somewhere here, and I said that was a bubble. The first crash. So we had like a return to normal here, and then the crash, and then went back up. And I said this is likely to be a bull trap, and from here is going to go to the 80% level correction, and it didn't happen. So this is one of the times that when you are wrong, you're not going to be right always. You're going to be right. If you use this, you're going to be right 70% of the times, but 70% is not 100%. So that was actually not a bull trap, and it continued to uptrend. So now it's uptrending. Now I cannot say this is going to go down to the 80%. But when we were here, if you care about risk management, you would have been selling up here and assessing that it's going to correct to the 80% because it's just the same as structure as a bubble. But it's not always like that. So it's uptrending, but at the same time it just went below moving average. Now I'm on the hourly chart. Let's go to the 4 hour. The higher the time frame, the more reliable. So the higher you go, the better. So now in the 4 hour chart, which is more important than the 1 hour chart, it went below moving average, but this candle for the 4 hour opened above the moving average. So we don't know yet if this candle is going to close above or below. Since we are bouncing on the moving average, so it's the opposite that I said before. Now we are above moving average and bouncing on and going higher and bouncing again and going higher, and now we're about to bounce again. So you need to assume it will continue to do the same and it will bounce and go higher. That's what you would assume. But right now it's not the time to go and buy on a rush. You always need to wait for the candle to close. Never buy in the middle of a candle. wait for the candle to close, because this candle is going to give you a lot of information. If it closes way below the moving average, that could be a signal that it's going to downtrend. But if it closes right above, you have more probability that this is going to bounce and continue to go up. So far, it's bouncing on and going up, bouncing on and going up, bouncing on and going up. You need to assume it will continue to do the same until when? Until it doesn't do it. But so far, this is bullish. You only need to wait for this candle to close. So if it closes right on the moving average or above, I would buy. And of course, use a stop loss, because it doesn't matter how many confirmations you have. You're not going to be right always, and you're going to have to take your losses very often anyways. So just because it's more probable that it's going to bounce and go up, it doesn't mean it will happen. If we knew 100% it was going to happen, then we would put our entire bank account in one given trade, right? That's just not, it doesn't work like that. But by probability, yeah, it should bounce and continue to go up. Okay, let me go back to the chat. I sold XRP in 0.32. I think that's good, right? It's lower than that now. I'm not sure. Can you do XRP? My friends are trapped from 25 cents. Okay, XRP versus US dollar, I guess, because you're talking in cents. XRP USD Bitfinex. I'm not sure what's the best exchange for volume for these altcoins. Oh, hold on. Let me check Bitcoin. Going down now. As expected, but I think 5.6 will hold. Let's see the market cap. 1 second. Where do I have it? Here. Market cap 170 billion. Okay, it's holding. Shit, BitConnect FOMO. I told you guys, you're gonna miss out big time. So, what was I doing? XRP versus US dollar. 20 cents right now. Let me go into the daily. I don't like this chart. Let me change the exchange. XRP USD. I might go Poloniex. That's better. Consolidating. I've seen a very similar chart before. What was it, Neil? This is only consolidating. There's no proof that this is going to uptrend or downtrend. Next, like after this, you see the moving averages are consolidating, but of course there's like a big percent difference in percentage, because it's very volatile. So if you want to short trade, if you want to take short-term trades, this should be very profitable, because you see all these wicks from here to here. It's a lot. Let's see what's the percent from that. For buy and hold, I wouldn't recommend, but for trading, look at this, 80% from bottom to top. Let's see smaller time frames, because this might be very profitable for short-term trades. Let's go into the hourly. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, you cannot set up a trade. Give me a sec. Go back to the daily. So that's how you do it. You go in the daily. You have very significant support here. It never went below this, and it got a lot of rejection every time it goes closer. And then you have your resistance up here. It never goes above this for a very long time, or even this. it's right in the middle now, so you don't want to enter a trade here because you don't know if it's going to continue to go down and then bounce up. But in like in a balance of probabilities, it's gonna continue to bounce between these two lines. So you're gonna grab it when it's near the line, buy it, and then sell it when it's near the other line, and then short it when it's in this line, and buy it when it's down here. I mean, you always need to assume it's going to do the same, but at some point the lines are going to be broken either up or down. When it's consolidating, there's no way you can know or predict if it's going to break up or down. There's no way. The chart is it's not giving you this information. But so long as it bounces between the two lines, you can short or and it's near the lines. And say, for example, the price goes all the way down here and you go long, you buy with the intention of selling here, which is a huge percent. But then you have your stop loss very high. Your stop loss is going to be no lower than these wicks here. If it goes lower than these wicks here, then it means you were wrong already and it's going to continue to go down. But that's why you use stop losses, because you know you're not going to be right 100% of the times. But that's how you trade trends that are going sideways. I always say don't trade trades that are going sideways. Only trade trends that are going up or short trends that are going down. But there's exceptions, and this is one. The exception that when it's going sideways, but the percentage is worth trading, it's very worth. It's almost 80% that you can make here. That's how you do it. If your support and resistance have been tested 2 or 3 times at least, and you got a lot of rejection each time, which in this one it's true already. What it happened here, it sent the price all the way down. It happened here, it sent it all the way up. It happened here, it sent it all the way down. Then here, so it's happened 3 times each. So these are very strong support and resistance. That's one of these exceptions that you can enter and trade it, even though it's a sideways trend. So my assessment for Ripple, it's going to continue to go sideways between these two lines until it doesn't do it. And when it doesn't do it, and that one time that you are wrong, then you make a new assessment. But that's how you do it. We have 76 people watching. So what else do we have here? Okay. Can you take a look at BERT and Stratis? Okay, BERT. BERT, it's BERT coin, I guess. What's the symbol? BERT coin versus. What do we do here, guys? Versus Bitcoin or US dollar? I think it's more reliable to look versus Bitcoin, because if it's downtrending versus Bitcoin, then it's not. BTC is a symbol. BTC versus BTC. Versus Bitcoin. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you know, I don't think you want to be buying on those highs, but this being said, it could continue to go up. Maybe that's not the top of the bubble. Let me go into smaller time frames. How much it's gone up in percent from here? It's 160%. Well, so it touched top here, and it's gone down to retrace an 80% of this parabolic movement. So it's done the retracement to the 80% already, and then it went all the way back up to the 23, and now it's then it went back down to the 61.8. I think it's going to bounce here. If you want a short-term trade, or actually, I think it's a good time to enter using a stop loss, to be honest, because whether this was the top of the bubble or not, even if in the long term it's going to continue to go down to the 80%, which we don't know at this point, but whether it will go down or not, I think it's going to bounce here, because it just touched, it's actually bouncing already. It just touched the 61.8 retracement. This is a very strong Fibonacci line always. So if you enter your trade there, what I would do, I'm not going to do it, but if I was to trade this, I would try to buy here, or at the best price possible. Maybe set your buy order a little bit down here. Like, you can see the prices here, guys, on this bar on the side, and I would have my stop loss I don't know, to whatever level you feel comfortable with, and then either take some profit here. If it's going to go down after this, if this was the top of the bubble and it's going to go down, it's probably going to jump here, which is already 20%. But if not, if you're bullish and you like this project, you can just buy now and set your stop loss here to lose whatever, 7% or 6% or whatever you're comfortable with, and just let it ride and forget about it, and don't set automatic sell. Just let it ride. If this was not the top of the bubble and it's only the first sell-off, this is going to be much higher. It's going to go much higher. That could be. But if this was the top of this little bubble and then we're going to correct down to 80%, then you buy here. It's not a bad point to buy, so long as you don't hold it all the way through, like 90% of people does. They buy a coin and they just hold it for a life, and they lose all their savings because they don't want to sell. Just set your stop loss some level that you feel comfortable, so you don't lose a lot if you were wrong and it goes down. That would be my plan. That's how I would trade this. And what was the other popular one that everybody was asking? Stratis? Strat BTC. Bittrex. Wow. We have a little bubble here, it seems, huh? This gone up 4,000%. Yeah, that's what I was saying for the coin that I was doing before this one. It's gone up only 160%, which is a lot, but you know, the bubbles in crypto, they can go up 1,000 times, 3,000 times. So maybe that was not the top of the little bubble. It might only retrace a little bit and then shoot up like 1,000 times. Very possible. But anyways, for Stratis versus Bitcoin, it's gone up 4,000%. And now let me use the FIB. This is already retracing 90%, I think. Yeah. I think it's going to go down now because, again, I'm going to repeat the same again. When it's downtrending, it touches moving average and it bounces. And it bounces off, and then it goes back to moving average, and it bounces off, it goes down, touch moving average, and bounces, that goes down, and then jumps a little bit just to touch the moving average to go down farther. And every time it touches moving average, it goes down farther. So it's right now touching moving average. So likely it's gonna go down after that. I mean, if you see it going above moving average and consolidate or go and stay above the moving average, then it would be safe to enter. You don't want to try to catch the bottom. I explained that before, and I'm not going to explain it again. But you don't know if this is the bottom or not. And even if it is, likely it's at some point it's going to go down again and consolidate at this level. So you will probably be able to buy it at least at this bottom here later on in the future. Bubbles like 4,000%. up, and then we retrace almost 100%. We don't go into a second bubble right away. We will consolidate for like years here, likely. For a couple years, I mean, before. I mean, never expect to break the all-time highs of this bubble. Never expect that and go times higher. Never expect that, because that, I know cryptos are parabolic and explosive, but it's gone up 7,000% here. So don't expect this to go times higher than that. Stratis, but the Lambo time for Stratis it's gone. It's past. It was in May. This is not going to go to the all-time highs again. I mean, it would be very, very unlikely. Can you please do Birch? Didn't I do Birch before? I can't remember. No, I did Birch versus Bitcoin. I'm gonna do this one, the last one, guys, and I'm gonna call it a day because we've been here. I mean, it's fun. I love it, but I think we've been here long. Let me check how long. Yeah, we've been streaming for 1 hour. I think that's enough, because I think if not, it gets boring for the people that watches it later on YouTube. So I would like to keep it like 1 hour, like between half an hour and 1 hour long. So guys, we have 70 people watching right now. Thanks for that. I'm gonna do this one. BitConnect time. I'm feeling FOMO. Yeah, I'm FOMOing on BitConnect, I'm telling you. Let's see. What's the market cap doing? 169 billion. We're holding there, but BitConnect 209 and going. I mean, expect to be, I think it's going to be double than this next week. But of course, I could be wrong. This is not financial advice. With this being said, guys, I've been 2 weeks on this platform, and I invested $2,000, and I earned already almost the $2,000 back. So holding on this website wallet 9 coins, and I have another 5 coins staking on my local wallet, and this is going to go to the moon, guys. So, and you know perfectly that I'm very tight with investments. So imagine if I'm doing this, me that I'm tight, imagine how safe I think it is. What was I doing? Birch. Daily candles. How high did this go before? 300 times, like 370%. So it's parabolic, but it might be nothing for crypto, because 1,000% or 3,000%, it's the normal for crypto. So this could, we could be breaking the all-time highs here. Why not? But so far, what I can see is the moving average is consolidating, right, guys? I explained this before in videos on YouTube. When the price is not above or below moving averages for some time, and it's only the moving averages are crossing and crossing and crossing, you don't have a trend. We are not downtrending and we are not uptrending in the big picture in the daily candles. Now, if we go smaller for the more immediate trading, we are downtrending. Now we touched the daily moving average and we're bouncing back down. So, and we are about to be overbought here on the other side. We don't have extreme volume. So the short answer is bearish. Let's go smaller, 4 hours. It's not a good time for an entry based on probability. These are 4 hours. No, I think this was only the jump because of the fork. Am I right? It was downtrending all this time, and it only bounced hard because of the fork. When the fork happened and all the altcoins bounced, that's the only reason it's going back down, guys. I think you could you will be able to in a few days to at least get it at this price. It's gonna go down here by probability. It's gonna go back down where it was before the fork. And from there, likely to go lower than that later. But this is a good support. Look, it's from this, previous pump before the bubble. So this is a strong support. If I was going to buy this coin, I would, which I'm not, but if I was, I would set my buy order here. You guys have the price here, 66 Satoshis. So if I use black lines, you see the price in black here always, so you can see it. So I would get my buy order, my automatic buy order at this level, and I would set my stop loss. If I was a fan of this coin, which I'm not, I have no idea about it, but based on technicals, I would set my stop loss very tight, and I would not have any sell to sell automatically. I would just buy here, have my stop loss at some point, and then just let it ride. If I'm wrong and it goes down, I'm going to lose very little. And if I'm right and it goes up and it breaks the all-time highs, I'm going to make a lot of money. That's my assessment. Or at least maybe I would set it up to automatic sell here in this. That would be a lot already. That would be 174%. It's going to for sure get rejection there. So I would for sure be selling there now that I looked at the chart in full. I would be selling there, or at least a big part of it, and then buy more when it retraces. And if you are wrong, if I was wrong and it continues to shoot up from here and it never stops or retraces, then I always have time to re-enter, right, on the breakout. I'm going to just miss a little % of profits, but I'm playing it safe. Last question. It says, to hold BTC or USDT or to short altcoins right now? What to do right now? Come on. Well, it depends what you are holding already, and it depends what price you bought it already. If you are already holding Bitcoin, then keep holding it. If you don't hold anything, if you don't have anything and you want to do something, I would just hold the altcoins either, because it could very well be they're bottoming, which doesn't mean they're going to shoot up. It means they're just consolidating. So if something is going sideways, I said that in the beginning of the video, if something is going sideways, you don't want to short it or long it. You just don't want to enter it. So I wouldn't short altcoins, and I wouldn't, and probably I would not buy Bitcoin at these highs. If I'm holding it already, in my case I am, I would continue to hold it, but I would probably I would not buy right now at this price. It's already too high, and we don't know where the top is going to be. But I would be FOMOing on BitConnect, which I am already. BitConnect is having things coming up now, so I think it's going to double the price in the next week. Let me refresh this. 210. When I said that, when I made the video for the channel this morning, it was $200. Now it's already 210, and it's only going to get higher. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for showing up. And I will see you very soon on my video for tomorrow. Thanks. Bye. Okay, where do I exit here? Here.